Hi guys, it is Maddie Monday, even though it's not Monday, but it's still Maddie Monday. And Maddie Monday is hosted by Rebecca. She is the creator of Maddie Monday. Then we have, hopefully I don't get this wrong, Loving It, Living It, Gigi Moss Style. We also have Monica from Southern Reborn's Nursery. We have Life with Lois and myself, Marita at Dolly Lane 19. And the theme for this week is everything red, I believe. Or you can do cards if you celebrate the holidays, Christmas cards. You can have your babies making cards or you can show cards. So we have these little girls and they are in red, and we have this little girl. She is a silicone cuddle baby that I put armatures in so she is able to sit up and hold things, and all of her body is cloth except for her head. Her head is silicone. She is a baldy little girl. She has her little bonnet and her little dress. It is red and white with white polka dots. And there's her sister. She is the June Sculpt. And she is wearing her red dress. And they're here playing with their toy. And I am going to show you guys how I display some of my card collection. So let's go check that out. So I am in my doll room, and here is some of the cards that I have gotten over the years. And I had these cards in a drawer for a long time, and one day I decided to put them up on this door, and I am so glad that I did, because I feel like cards are almost like journals and like photo albums. You can go back and read them, and depending, what they are for, like birthdays, anniversaries, um you may have cards given to you when you had kids, but and when you go back, it takes you back to that moment and that memory. Also, you could remember, things around that time of what was going on in your life. So I don't like to throw them out because I feel like they're also an important part of the past, to just bring you back to a thought, a memory. So let's move on. And I have some post-its and some little things on the floor that I will explain. But let me show you this little girl. She is a vintage doll. Her head and her hands are vinyl. The rest of her is cloth. And I put armatures in her so she is able to stand and pose, and she is so much fun. Look at my hunky husband there. You can't see anything in this picture. It is a birthday card that he made for me, but it is kept G. You cannot see anything. So anyway, moving on. So we have different things. We have me and my hubby there. And one thing that I love about this photo is that I still had black hair. I am now gray. I guess you could say I am salt and pepper. I am gray-headed now. So when I see my pictures when I had my dark hair, I so enjoy seeing those. And I actually decided to turn gray because I became allergic to permanent hair dye and semi-permanent hair dyes I was not allergic to, but the black would not take to my grays. So anyway, I just decided to go gray because I didn't know if I was going to lose my hair being allergic. So anyway, so when I see pictures of me with my dark hair, I really makes me miss my dark hair, but oh well. And so we have some birthday cards, Mother's Day cards, some anniversary cards. Look at that cute little Snoopy. So we have some different cards over here. We actually have a book. This book says 1970, remember when? So it's different things that had went on in the 1970s. And what I like about putting this book here is if I had this book in a drawer, I probably would never look at it. But being that it's on my door, I am more likely to come over here and look at this book. Look at the cost of living in the 70s. Isn't that crazy? A new house was $23,400. Wouldn't it be nice to buy a house for that price now? Average income, $9,357 per year. A new car, imagine that, $3,997. Wouldn't it be nice to buy a new car for that price? Rent, $140 a month for rent? Are you kidding me? But yeah, it's crazy. So this book is very interesting. We got different cards. Over here, it says Richie's song to me called Mama Song. And that is a song that my son wrote to me, and I can't remember how old he was. He was a teenager already, I know that, but I have kept that. Now he's, of course, an adult with his own children. And over here it says Random Things I Heart, Random Things I Love, from Carissa to me, which takes me to these post-its and these cards. And so my daughter, for Mother's Day, which I'm going to read, it says, this card says, so it's Mother's Day, meaning you're being celebrated for being an amazing mother, for making it through all of your kids' crazy. What's it say? Cough, cough. Mostly the boys, LOL. When you come in, you will see arrows. They will all lead to something special just for you. I hope you enjoy it. Happy Mother's Day. So I walked in, and there were these little notes all over the walls and on the doors. Let's see. On her stepbrother's door, it said, this room is not meant to be entered. Something dark and smelly lives in there. LOL. Do not enter. Continue on to the next door with the arrow. And then it said, but for real, don't go in there. So this was just a super cute thing that she had put together. It says, mothers hold their child's hand for a mothers hold their child's hand for a moment and their heart for a lifetime. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to get mushy, but like I said, this just made me so emotional just remembering. Then it says, I don't know what I would do without my Jelly Bay. She calls me Jelly Bay. And this was on her bedroom door. It says, inside here lives a monster. You have been asking me to make my room more clean. When you look in here, you will see it straightened up. The clothes in the closet are in the clothes in the closet are in hampers. When you are ready to enter the monster's cave, come in if you dare. So that was super cute. So that was on her door. And then with the post-its, it says, in the hallway there are a couple of things about you and a couple of things I love about you. And I hope you enjoy them. I can't put all of them on there, so these will just have to do. Enjoy. Happy Mother's Day. And then she had, and there were more. I had to throw some out because I had these somewhere where something did spill on them. And it says, you're awesome. Home is where you are. Smart, sweet, classy, elegant, adventurous, courageous, cute, magnificent, beautiful, shorter than me, helpful. Says you love telling people about God. You throw things out of the window. Now that is a funny story that I won't get into today, but let's just say that was a story of frustration and being human, okay? Let's just leave it at that. But you're a crier when you get lost, guys. That is so true. Like, first of all, I don't like driving, and forget it. If I get lost, I am hysterical. And it says beautiful, amazing, sassy, caring, gorgeous, brave, star. So she had all these things. She had the rose petals on the floor that were a trail to my room, and then she had on the different bedroom doors, she had like those notes on the doors. And then on my room door there was a note, and also there was some roses with the notes that I was to pick up as I went along. And in my room, when I opened the door, on my bed, she had spelled out in chocolate kisses, I love you, with rose petals all over the bed and a few other gifts. And guys, I can say I am on my second marriage. And you know how men are really supposed to do these like romantic gestures like this, right? I can say that no man has ever done such a beautiful, wonderful thing for me. Like, this was the most thoughtful, wonderful, romantic, and not like in a spouse, because my daughter did this for me, and but in a loving, just uplifting way. This touched my heart. It made me cry. That to this day I said this was like the best, most loving gesture that somebody has done for me. As far as like family, right? This was just the sweetest, most beautiful thing. I can't remember how old she was. She was, I want to say 16 or 17 years old. And she did this wonderful, loving gesture. But anyway, I just had to tell you guys that story. But I have talked long enough. This video is way longer than what I anticipated. And I didn't even mean to get emotional, but like, when you bring up these keepsakes, that's what happens. Your emotions come out. It takes you back to that day. But thank you guys so much for watching. Who knew that Maddie Monday could be so emotional and deep? But here it is. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.